Hi everyone, so today I have a sponsored video for you from Tonic Studios for their new Create and Make. It's the Hatbox Gift Box die set. The Create and Makes are so cute. They have a lower price point and a smaller kind of footprint, and then you just make these amazing projects with them. The designers are really great on this one. So these items were sent free of charge from my review, and of course all opinions are my own, and any links I have in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items through those links. I received samples, so they look something like this. Yours will definitely have some beautiful packaging, instruction, info, examples, all that kind of stuff, like inspo for you guys to check out. So we're just going to jump right into it. Like I said, it's a smaller footprint kind of die set. The largest die on here, so you need that info for your machines, is a 5-inch diameter circle, it looks like, and then there's a smaller circle within that, and all these other pieces to make the gift box you just saw. So in the thumbnail, that came from this. You guys, if you can believe it, it's going to be such a cute project. So this outer one is your box lid circle. You have a box die, The inner, your box base as the inner circle. You have pieces that are going to help you make this cute, intricate bow on the top, as much or as little of that as you would like to add. This is the side for the box side, or this is the side. This is the die for your box side. For your box lid, you use this one here. You're going to cut it out a couple times and just put it all together. So if you're familiar with box making or even circular box making, super fun. You're just going to wrap these guys around and it just creates your lid and your base. So, without further ado, we have little tags. We have things like celebrate, the thanks. There's also a die to like shadow that. There is with love. Again, it's on its own. You have this cute little scalloped edge, some decorative bits. You have inlays for the sides of your box. You have just decorative areas for your bows. These cute little like, not rickrack, because rickrack is kind of like this, but like a cute scalloped lace kind of look. You have this piece that gives you this cute little look on the edge of the box lid. This is a separate piece, it's not an inlay. All these guys look pretty much like separate pieces. I think this is the only inlay right here. And then we have for you, we have some cute little hexagons here. All kinds of things that we are going to get right to. So what I'm going to do is grab some pretty papers. I might matte layer with decorative paper just so you can kind of have an idea of what you would want to do with your matte layers, but to make the video a little quicker, because I like to do step-by-step construction, and then the decorating is of course up to you. So I will be right back. So let's get started with some of these base pieces. So again, the lid is the larger one, because if you can imagine, it needs to go on top of your box base. So the larger circle, you're going to need 2 of these. I just grabbed some cream colored paper and some nice heavyweight construction paper. I always prefer to use heavyweight paper when we're making something like this. But we're going to need 2 of the lid. You're going to need 2 of the base. So, we're going to probably use 2 pieces of A2 for the very basic things, I would assume. Your bow, we're going to talk about that in a minute. Your lid sides, right? So the lid side, you need 4 of these. And then for the base sides, you need 4 of these. So you can imagine it's just going to keep curving around. So you need 4 pieces. So 4 of this for your base, 4 of this for your lid, 2 of the circles, 2 of the circle. I think that's just the base piece that we need for the moment, and then everything else is kind of decorative and cute. So I'm going to just cut these out, we'll make our basic box, and then we'll start decorating. So I want to show you how I do it. So I lay out as many pieces as I can, cut them at once. The circles are, again, pretty large, so it's going to make a nice big 5-inch diameter gift box, as we just discussed. So I'll cut those separately on another sheet, but these guys I'll just continue. Just move this over, probably switch up the places, like put this one here, just to max out my paper. Put this one here, and keep running it through, and then I have even space down here that I can keep cutting some of the sides. So that's the kind of thing I do. I'll be back. Okay guys, so yeah, I took 2 sheets of A2 and I have all these pieces cut, and this is how I did it, kind of like what I showed you at the beginning there. So we are going to reserve 2 of these guys for a moment. We are just going to work with 2 of the circles for now. So let me put these things back up and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to put those to the side for now. We have 4 of these, and again, you're going to confuse with which is the box lid or base, because the base is the smaller circle. So base, with the 4 taller sides, and then the lid is this one. And so basically you're just going to put these guys together pretty much in the same fashion. Do you want to link them all together and then just add them on, or add them on a little section at a time? I would say to link them all together. So what you can do is take this, and I do have my little instruction here. We're going to give that a little bit of a zhuzh. You don't actually have to score on the score line here, but you're going to want to score these guys. So for each of one of these guys, I'm going to take a moment to get those guys scored, but also kind of give it a little bit of a curve so it gets trained. Same thing with the lid one. The lid one isn't as critical because it's a smaller piece of paper. It'll just kind of fold. But I will fold back the glue tabs, right? So we want those folded into the wrong side. You can imagine this is where the die was nice. This is the wrong side over here. Just kind of get those folded in, okay? And I'll be right back. Okay, so let's get these guys glued together. Again, I like using wet glues because unless you tear it, it's not going to come apart. And so that's just my preference when I'm building something. But we can get these guys just put together nicely right on that line here. You know, they do such a great job. So what happens is you're going to make it look like there's a bow going around the whole gift, and that's what's going to cover this junction. And I will go back to my Craft Kit 81. There was a die that you can also cover these junctions too, just to have that info, because I know when I did it, you know, I put it together, I did the construction, but there's all kinds of ways to decorate. I did want to show you that they also included in that Craft Kit a way to cover that little junction if you want to. So again, I don't really have to score on the score line because it'll make it more square. You want it to be nice and soft and rounded. So there's that. And I'll essentially do the same thing with the box lid, okay? Like I said, I'll fold these tabs back and then just glue them together, tab to tab to tab, okay? Like that. I have one more. I'll just do it here with you guys. And a lot of times I like to give it a little bit of a zhuzh, get that glue really all in there. And we're not going to close it yet. Okay, so we're not going to glue that last glue tab quite yet. But I'll do the same thing with lid pieces, and I'll be right back. The last one here, and just lining it right up on there. And again, don't confuse yourself, the smaller circle. I'm going to glue these guys to this piece. So this is the rough cut side. It doesn't really matter because you're going to sandwich it anyway, but that is the rough cut side so that the nice side is facing up, so that when the person looks into the box it looks nice. And that's how I would do that. Now I'm going to bring out a little bit of protection for my work surface, even though it is a matte, just because I'm going to basically put the glue and like push it down. Now with this one, if you wanted to use a glue that holds really quickly, like a liner tape, that'd be great. I would put it all around here because you're going to sandwich it anyway, so that liner tape is going to be held down with glue later. But for right now, I'm just going to put glue, I think, around this instead of putting on each little tab, but just on the very edge because you really want to make sure that's making contact. And basically, let's get started here. I'm just going to bring these guys around here, and that's why I brought out this surface protection. And you know, I put glue only so far, and then when I get there, I'll hold this down. I'm gonna let that set up just a little bit. I hope you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm just bringing those tabs in and around here. And this one, you always want to keep this one tight, the very end, because it always kind of wants to come out. I would keep that the tightest. And then keep an eye on the rest of this. I'm going to hold that for maybe 30 seconds or so, and then I'll continue adding glue. I think I have a little bit more glue I can still use over here. So I'll bring those last 2 tabs in. So I will be right back again, see how this one wants to pop out. You always want to hold that down for a little bit. And this is just the easiest way for me to do it. You know, you can find the easiest way for you to do it. I'm not quite putting it down and just trying to feel to where the end of the glue is there, which is probably about here. And hold that down. And this just makes it super easy, guys, because you're using your table to help you with the pressure instead of trying to glue each little tab down. And I'll be right back. I'm going to hold that and then we'll finish up. So again, another 30 seconds or so, and then I'll just finish up adding the rest of the glue to here. And just kind of bringing that down and around. And we have this last glue tab, right? So, do you want to focus on these guys? You want to just focus on both? I'm going to put glue on this very outer edge, because that's where the glue tab is. and go ahead and just kind of bring it in when we get here. Get those glue tabs back underneath. There we go. So I'm making sure that's nice and steady. I mean, this is already kind of holding down anyway. And come back in here and just massage everything. So everything just kind of holds together. I like to do it all at once. And keeping this nice and straight, okay? So just kind of hold that in, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a minute. So at this point, we're just going to put this to the side because you're going to put in your cute little bow straps, and then we're going to finish this off with the next circle, right? So that one, but not quite yet. If you don't want to use the bows, then, you know, you can just stick this on and you're done. That's our base, so I'm going to put this to the side for that guy for right now. And then we have our lid, and we're going to do essentially the exact same thing. So the nice side facing me here, and this is just my preference. If you want to do a section at a time, like glue it together as you go, you know, you can definitely do that. This one is smaller, so you know what, I need to get the glue a little closer to the edge. And I just kind of want to see where I'm beginning. I'm going to turn this over very much like we did before. I'm not quite pushing that down on my surface until I get these guys underneath. And same thing, I'm just going to hold that down. Literally exactly the same thing. So just holding this. This time my glue tab is here, where the last time the glue tab was at the end. So that actually makes it a little easier because when you bring this one around, the glue tab is already there and all you're doing is going to meet it up, right? So the glue tab's already kind of on the outer edge. So same thing, I'm just going to hold this, put a little more glue, get a little more, put a little more glue, bring it in more, and then be done, okay? I'll be right back. Just like before, I'm coming with the last bit of glue all to here, and like I said, the glue tab is already here. Last time I had the glue tab on the other end, so however, but when you bring it back in, just meet that up and hold it down. When we're done with this one, we're just going to go ahead and essentially put our topper on, so that one will be done. This one you just have to wait so that you can bury these tab ends. How quick and easy that is. So cute. So I'm going to bring over our second circle, and I'm going to put a ton of glue, especially at the very edges. Very edge. And, you know, just all in here, just holding it together. And you can kind of give it a little bit of a zhuzh to get that glue kind of spread out everywhere. And just covering that up. And that is going to be your lid. Again, we're waiting to finish up the base with that last circle. Okay, so as I hold that down, the next thing we can work on is our bow. You are going to need 12 straps. Oh, the other thing is, you know, there's decoration also if you want to decorate your sides. So, you know, you have, again, matte layers. And you could put this on when they were flat too, if that helps you out, however you want. So I'm going to cut out 4 matte layers of like a pattern paper. This top part also has this little guy if you want to add a little decoration to it or not. You know, you can do that with this guy. Again, I try to keep the decoration a little bit minimum so we can focus on the construction. So we will get to that in just a moment. For your bow, you're going to need 12 of these. Okay, so if you want to mix and match colors or whatever it is that you want for your papers for your bows, 12. And that's if you want to make a double bow. If you just want to make a single layer, then you just need 6. But we're going to go for the double, so we're going to do 12 of these. These hexagons are actually what's going to help you hold that down. So if you want to make an accent color or the same color as your bow, you know, whatever it is, you need 1 of this and 1 of this. 1 of each size. Actually, the small one says that you're going to need 2, so I'm not sure why, but you know what? It says 2, and I do what it tells me, so it's probably the one to cover it up. So you'll need 2 of this one. Sorry, guys. 1 of the larger, 2 of the smaller. And then again, 12 of your strips. And then your side pieces. So if you're going to put the bow, you have base strips and lid strips. The lid strip looks like this. So you can imagine this is coming off, and then your bow center. So you need 4 of this. And then the side ones look like this, and you need 4 of them too. So you can imagine your bow's coming up like this, it's going over like this, and then the bow in the center. So 4 of each of these, okay? And I will be right back. Okay guys, so I went with these 2 color papers. I think they're gonna look really lovely. The golden polka dot, it's a foiled craft card. And then the Starlit Sky, which is just gorgeous black shimmery paper. And so what I'm going to do. I do want to show you, I cut that paper right in half, like right as long as this die was, and I was able to get all 12 strips off of half a sheet of paper, basically. So half a sheet, but then I cut that in half. So basically I got a 2 size piece, and then you got 6 from each piece. Of course, if you have a bigger machine that you're using, you just run it all through, but I do want to show you that you pretty much get all those pieces from that. I am going to do a couple of things. So in the instruction, they're showing you next how to make your bow. And basically, you know, just saying to take your 12 pieces, have these guys, and give them a zhuzh so that they're rounded. Maybe do a couple at a time, I don't know. But basically, you're going to want it to be nice and round. And all you're going to do is glue them to the larger base, the first 6. The next 6 are going to glue to the smaller base. They do show glue on top. You're going to glue this on top anyways, another piece. So, like I said, you can have your paper coordinate or not. It doesn't matter. Maybe I'll just have it turned down like this. And basically, and I'm just going to put lots of glue in. Maybe I don't need to do that right now. But what you're aiming at doing is these guys have like a little triangle at the end there. You're going to glue that there, and I suppose you can do them all at once, like go ahead and bring this in, or just go ahead and glue these all down. So I'm just going to do that. So I'm just going to take these guys, not super worried about the backside because you're going to cover that anyway, but you know, you can just make sure they pretty much line up like a puzzle piece, like perfectly, as you can see. So I'm just going to put them all down, and then I'll bring them in. Again, you're supposed to train them. I didn't train these last two, but that's okay. I'll do it in a moment. And I mean, they just literally fit in, excuse me, and they just literally fit right in like as tight as a puzzle. Look at that. Okay, so again, these pieces can be just kind of trained a little bit. I hadn't trained those. And so now you're going to bring them in on top of themselves. So again, I'm just going to put the glue down. Bring this guy in. Try not to bend it, basically. You do have some pieces here. What's funny is I wasn't even looking at them. I don't know if they're different one end from the other. No, they both have 2 little marks. It has a second little mark right here, and that's basically where this next guy is going to nestle on top, but that's okay. So right now we're just meeting these up. So if I hold that there, maybe do the next one. So I'm just going to hold a couple at a time because this one does give you a little resistance since it's folded. You know, you want to bring it in. So I'm going to hold those 2, and then I'll hold 2 more down, and I'll come back at the last 2. Working with them, guys. Sorry. There's just little tips and things. As I'm doing that, so it doesn't get bent, like this one did bend a little bit. At that score line where it's showing you to line it up, you can fold that back. So when you come in, that's bent, and it takes that slack off, right? So instead of this wanting to bend, it's bent there. Okay? So on each one of these guys, that's what I'll do. And that just makes it look a lot nicer. And your bow integrity looks really, really great. Yeah, that definitely made a difference. So, okay. I'll be right back. Put it to the side. Same thing with this one. The small guys, again, train them up. And this time, you're only going to glue that very little, this part. Remember there's like a score line there, but there's another one here. You're going to want to just get that little tip. Yeah, I'll do a little bit of glue at a time. So really, let's train this up. That little tip is going to go here, right? Because there's no room for the larger. So we're going to put that there. Same thing with this guy, just there. This little bit, we can also kind of go ahead and fold it back and have it ready for when we do the next piece. But it's basically the same thing. It's just the very tip of it, though, that's touching this area. So I will go around, train them all. That little tip can get bent back like that. And put that on there, okay? And I'll go around all 6. Okay, and the same thing with this one. I think it might still be a little bit wet. Just in this little center area. Again, we already have it creased so that when I come around, and I'm also using craft cardstock. I don't know if you noticed, it's a little drier cardstock. I hope that makes sense. So the tendency is to want to bend, but there you go. I'll put that there. Same thing with these guys, just bring them over and meet them up. Right? And I will be right back. Hey guys, these create and makes are just so cute. This one had popped open on me, so I was just holding this with a pencil just to get in there. And then again, you have like little markers there of this one. You're gonna bring this guy in. This is deluxe, and you're going to push it right down into that center. And I'm just going to use a pencil to help me do that. This is crazy. Okay, so the other thing you're supposed to do after this is put one of those centers in. Now that I've pushed this in and it's so tight, I probably would have done it first. Just go ahead and add that. But, you know, I'm following the instruction right now. So next time I would add that center first and then get it all in there, because that is very tight. But I'm just going to pop this in at this point and nestle it down in there with a pencil to help me out. So cute. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, Tonic just makes amazing designs. And again, this is that create and make, super nice price point. So cute. And somewhere it got scratched along the way, I'm telling you. Okay, so I'm just going to hold it down. Again, I'm using my pencil to help me do that. This bow is crazy beautiful. Look at that. You use that for anything. I'll be right back. Okay, so while that is holding itself together there, I am just in awe. Gorgeous. I'm going to take these pieces. Again, this could be anything, however you want to decorate. I'm just going to put these guys on here and basically bring them in between sections. So there's one section, there's the other. And I'm just going to pop this on here in a centered kind of way. And I am putting this first because I don't really know how big or how wide these are. Yeah, this is going to cover that. So you definitely want to just center between that section and this section, and I'll keep going. You could have done this when it was flat. Whatever you prefer to do, however you like to decorate, okay? But I will be right back. I'm just going to place all four. Okay, I just added my last bit here. And then these guys. So these are the side pieces for the bottom, and these are the ones for the top, okay? So, very cool. You have these little score lines. I'm going to score them pretty much now and adhere them. So basically it goes there. Look at that. Oh my gosh, you guys. They have thought of everything. So, you can glue this part down first, and then do your score tabs, your glue tabs, sorry, which I think is probably best. So I'm just going to hold that down, and I'll glue this and this top part later. So for right now, I'm going to focus on this. So I'm going to go around each and every one and just add one of these guys. Okay? There and there and on that fourth one. As I'm doing this, I'm putting quite a bit of glue right on the very edges because that's very important. And then when I put it on here, you know, I'm just eyeballing that. This part isn't glued quite yet. I'm holding it straight up and down as well as I can. That's not the best example there. And then I kind of keep two fingers in here and two on the outside, and that way it just kind of curves around and holds in a nice curved way. So you can see there. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, almost done. If you want to finish up the bottom, you can do that now, or, you know, I'm going to do this top glue tabs first. Put a little glue on the inside. You know, I give it a little bit of a score, but not super duper, and you're just going to bring it in and hold on to that, right? So same thing down here. I mean, you can put glue now, or you can put it all at the same time when you go to put the the base on. So I'm just going to wait on that part, but I'm just going to go around, put a little glue, get that folded over and hold it down on all four of them, okay? I'll be right back. Tonic products, you know, as you're building things up, this feels so sturdy, especially with all that matte layering and everything. And if you're doubling it up with the die cut, you know, inlay over that, it's going to be even sturdier. So I'll put a little glue under here, even though it's probably not super necessary, under these glue tabs. And then I'm going to take this guy, rough side facing me. I'm putting the glue on the rough side. You guys were almost done. We're just going to do the same thing, and essentially with the other piece here. Again, I like to get glue right on the very edges. Just put that on there, give it a little bit of a zhuzh, move that around a little bit, spread that glue out. And I'm just going to hold this down, but you can always turn it over and see, like, how even are you doing this? Like, should it be a little more this way or a little more that way? When you turn it over, you can kind of see the edge better. That looks pretty good to me, so I'm just going to turn this over and really push down and make sure everything's holding on really well. And that is our box base, guys, but I'll be right back. I mean, I cannot even... So cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to put that to the side. This thing is a little bit icky, and I'm getting stuff everywhere. These guys, same kind of thing. So it's going to curve there and there. This die is a little bit curved, which is very nice. Like the way it pushed in there for the scoring, because basically it's going to come off of this in a nice curved way. So essentially you're going to cover up the little tab, where the tabs met up on this one too. And then when you go to put it on top of each other, you're going to do this kind of thing. So you can kind of pay attention to that right now. Like if I put this lid on here, I want them to line up pretty well. So I'm putting this on here right now. You can see they're off. So if I turn this this way, get those pretty much centered. Because once you cover it, you don't really know where the center is anymore anyway, but that looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is glue these down in a way that comes right off of there, right? So I'm going to put the glue all on here. Paying attention to this guy. I mean, you can do this, you don't have to do this. I just really want them to line up like perfectly, so I am doing that right now. Right there. And it just comes straight in. Again, it's curved. I mean, they think of everything. Oh my gosh. And if you don't want to push that down quite yet, you know, you can leave that. You're going to cover this up with a big old bow anyway, so you're not going to see a lot of this anyhow. So you can kind of start there. Maybe turn this a little bit more that way. And then the next one, and line it up as well as you can. So if this one's here, I'm going to kind of bring it over here and just kind of see where this should line up. It's about there, right? Obviously it's a circle. If people move it, it's not going to be exactly the same, but at least this gives you a good idea of where you want these guys to be. And that's kind of how I'm doing it. I'm going to give it a minute to settle in because I don't want to move it too much. Right there. Oh my gosh, so cute. Yep, about there. And although they do meet up, you know, these are hand put together, so you might have a little variance in how tight that would be, but that's what I'm looking at, just here and the curve. That looks great. I wasn't paying attention to that here. Okay, perfect. Okay. I'm going to let that dry just a second before I continue to manipulate it to curve this around. Okay, I'll be right back. And, you know, do you want to put glue here and on the tab? Do you want to do it all at once? You want to do just that part? I think all at once is good because you're kind of holding this in a circular way anyway. And I'll do the same thing. And I can do a couple at a time. And we are just about there, guys. So this can come up here and go right there. And like I said, I can hold two of them at once. Doesn't take too long for that glue to grab, and then move on to the next ones. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. On the last one, of course, I lined this up a certain way so that this would fit on here, right? But you know, now it's a circle. I don't know. But at least we're very close to where we would want it to be, right? So, oh my goodness, look at that. I know I have a lot of glue all over my fingers, but anyhow, cute. Oh my goodness, you guys. The hat box. Oh, and so it's a 5-inch diameter, but let me give you a measurement. Well, obviously 4 3/4 there, but it is about a little less than 2 1/4 inches deep. And I did say 5-inch diameter because the die was that big, but it's actually more like 4 3/4 inch diameter. Okay, guys, so don't want to confuse anyone on that. Look at this bow. I mean, can you imagine? You guys, I mean, that is, wow. Okay. I'm going to glue this down with glue. I'm going to hold it for a long time, but I think for something like this, you probably want to use hot glue or even a dimensional adhesive, just something that's super sticky that's just going to boop and hold on, right? But for now, I'm going to put glue all on this here, and I'm going to sit and hold it. I mean, that looks really cute. You know, it lines up, it doesn't line up, so, you know, how do you want this? I think I'm going to do it, wow, I don't know. So it's a little bit offset. Is that cute? Like that? Okay. I'm just going to hold that down and I'll be back. So my daughter just woke up and I showed it to her and she's like, it's so cute. Like, you know, with a high-pitched voice only dogs can hear at this point. It's so cute. You guys, I mean, wow. Again, create and make. It's just so cute, so lovely. Thanks for watching. I'm being very careful with it because I barely just stuck that bow down. But there it is. Oh my goodness. I'll have images for you guys. I'll have the links coming up. Thank you so much, Tonic Studios, for sponsoring this video, for sending these items for review, you guys. I am just, oh my gosh, can you imagine Christmas? I mean, any occasion. This is so adorable. Wow. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all at the next one. Bye now.